Alright, so today we're going to set up and we're going to make this little cover on the little Grizzly converted CNC Mini Mill using ArtCam Pro and Mach 3. Green, and we're good to go over here. So now, over on Mini Mill, we got our part set up, and I'm using flood coolant, but I'll set the camera up and we'll let it take off and start cutting, and we'll just record as it goes. So let me get the camera set down here and get a good view. Maybe it won't splatter too bad and we can see as it cuts along on this program. I'll turn the coolant on so it starts cutting.
Yeah, make all the demons quiet. Yeah, we were built to thrive. Yeah, I think that we've all had enough. What keeps you up at night? Yeah, make all the demons quiet. Yeah, we were built to thrive. Yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Oh, yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. You got me like, oh yeah, I think that we've all had enough. It's too late to try to go contain it. A generation fueled by creation. We live lives on a small screen nation. We control the airwaves, no negotiation. I refuse to think we need saving. Something good will come from creation. And when we think that the world is too anxious, we'll adapt, evolve, survive, and save it. What keeps you up at night? Yeah, make all the demons quiet. Yeah, we were built to thrive. Yeah, I think that we've all had enough. What keeps you up at night? Yeah, make all the demons quiet. Yeah, we were built to thrive. Yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Oh, yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. You got me like, oh yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong.
And there we go. So we got our first step done. Swing the doors open so we can see what's going on. And it looks like everything went well. This is just left over from it going around, but it cut good. And right here it looks like I didn't get my step over quite right on that area clear in the middle, because it left some little pointy things, but I got to sand that anyway, so I can adjust that in the program and get those off. They're just little pieces of aluminum standing up right there, but all in all it looks good. So we'll raise up our Z-axis and get him out of there, clean him up a little bit, and see what it looks like. Alright, so after wiping everything off, we did pretty good on our first pass. You can see right here these little nibs where I didn't do my step over right on this area clear, so I'll have to adjust that. But overall, the rest of the program looks pretty good, and I'm going to sand all that away and make it nice and pretty, And then our next stop is to head out to the lathe where I'm going to cut these tapers on by hand because I can get a better finish than Mini Mill can do. And then we'll bring it back and we'll flip it over in the Mini Mill, and we're going to cut out these reliefs for the back of it. Alright, so since Mini Mill can't put a nice smooth surface on here like I can with the lathe, I'm going to cut these little angles right here on the lathe, and so I got to get my part chucked up in there. So what I did was made a little fixture that zeroes the part, and so I can spin it around and cut that. And I'm not going to spin real fast because it's an imbalance on the lathe, but we just got to chuck it up in there like that, and then it'll spin around on that center point. And there we go. So we've got a nice smooth surface that the lathe can do that Mini Mill can't do. So we just got to switch around and do the other side with the other fixture, and away we'll go. Alright, so we got our other side mounted up on its little holder, and we're ready to cut that one. Looks like it's going to clear, so we'll take off and cut that one. And there we go. Now we got both of them cut. So we'll have a look and see what it looks like. Now it's starting to look more like a cover. So we got our two little bevels put on. And so now we can sand this down, but before we do that, we're going to head back to Mini Mill, flip it over and fixture it this way, and cut out on the inside. So we'll be back once we're set up with that program, and then we'll cut that out, and then all we got to do is clean it up. Alright, so it's time to machine the back part of our cover. You can see we're done with the lathe work, and now all we got to do up here is sand it down, but I got to cut this back. I've already cut one because I set up my program just to make sure, but it works the same way. You just start out in ArtCam Pro or whatever your drawing software is, and then you set up your different tool paths for like the weep hole, that little mark right there, and then the ovals and all the cuts. Get all that set up with all of the starts and ends and tools and everything. Then you head over to the tool paths and you save your tool path. That's where you load them in the order that you want it to cut them. You got to be sure to do that. Save it over, and it makes you a .tap file or a tap file. And then you bring it over here and you put it into Mach. And so we'll load up our G-code. So over here we can see we got it in the Mini Mill, and it's upside down so it can cut. I'm all zeroed up. Got all my axes ready, and so I probably won't show this on video because all it's going to do is just fill up with water like a little swimming pool. So you won't be able to see much, but I'll start it out and then I'll edit it as we get toward the end, and then we'll see the part. So let's get set up here and get Mini Mill turned on, and we'll start cutting. Alright, so Mini Mill finished up the backside based on the program we wrote. Everything did good. So now we just got to take it out and hand sand it and then polish it, and we'll be finished up with this little cover. Alright, so after a little polishing with the polishing wheel, we can see we got our cover all finished up. So Mini Mill did a good job of reproducing it, and the program worked out good. Well, alrighty. Well, thanks for watching.